Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. No, sorry. Just learning how to breathe. Didn't mean to catch you guys off guard there. It was Vader thing. Got the whole Vader hoodie thing happening right here. It's a hoodie? You wear the hood with the hoodie? The Vader? What? Did I really need to explain to you? Could you tell that it was a Vader hoodie from here on up? Was it obvious? It wasn't obvious? Sorry. But that's okay. You guys didn't miss anything at the beginning of this video. Nothing that I was doing before the beginning of this video, other than getting the video ready for you to watch. See, because we know that when it plays live, there's apparently an ad there, so I tried to breathe for a little while, and I could have made it sound a little more like Vader if I'd have gone... Didn't brush my teeth after lunch. So what did I have for lunch today? You might be wondering. Well, you can find out in tomorrow's vlog, which will have been about the events that transpired today. You will also find out how I sliced the top of my finger. That will also likely make it into tomorrow's vlog. You will see more from a mini-me here. See? Wait, you can't even tell. Here, wait. Hang on, if I get him in focus, can I get him in focus? Go in focus. Come on. Get in focus. There we go. Stay in focus. It's me. It's like me with a helmet. Isn't that cool? It's me with a helmet. No, it's me! Without it. Chris, what do you do on a daily basis? This, really. Every day at about 3 p.m. Pacific. We do this, the Lockerdome Daily Report, where we say hello to those of you in the YouTube community. Really appreciate all the support everybody has given us for, well, I guess I should say all time, to tell you the truth. Let me go ahead and welcome Yamazaru Ninja, Mohammed's iTips, Brigitte, Harrison, Ed, Seacon, and Chris Smith. We also have a few others who are back here in the Nomi's chat room. Although I thought Yamazaru was playing some kind of game before this live stream happened. So I'm glad we were able to pull him in. And then, of course, to those of you on YouTube, including the Indian bastard who apparently does not like this video. I don't know why. Maybe that's why he's a bastard. That's his handle there. We also have Inbalance by Design watching on YouTube. Howdy, Mac App Reviews 101, Mason54X, Dan the Man 6161, Row 1436, Clayton CTV, One Radical Dude Slosh TV, Olva, Big Will 4045, the B Davis 2195, and Gasper Dude. Quite a few people have tuned in for the live video feed. Thank you for doing just that. Thank you for the likes as well. We've jumped up in likes for the vlogs now. We are close to about 700 on the vlog, I think, from 2 days ago, the tampon vlog. If you didn't catch that, you wouldn't understand the reference. But I made a promise. When we get 10,000 views and 1,000 likes for one of our vlogs, I'm going to get Diana the brush set of her dreams. That's what she says. It's of your dreams, right? Yes. It's of her dreams this year. And Diana is the one who produces this video. So if you see running commentary, like throughout the video, this is Diana. This is the way Diana will talk. There's a little word over here, or set of words somewhere floating in front of me. Sometimes you may even see my name, Darth Chris, Darth Geeky. I don't know what my Darth name would be. But she's the one controlling that, just so you know. And during the course of this broadcast, we'll be answering your questions, discussing, today's news. Also talking about the articles, or some of them, that we had posted to LockerGnome.com. So let's go ahead and share on Facebook the fact that we are streaming live. And I'm going to do something kind of dark-sidey. I'm going to say, join us or die. Here, okay, it's shared. Hopefully no one will be offended. Or maybe they will. Maybe they're like, well, maybe I better join. I don't want to die. You don't want to die? Join us. It's really easy to do. Let me go ahead and like the video as well for you 96 who are watching. The reason why I'm liking this video is because it's easier to get to the G+1 button, or the Google +1 button. And yes, I am still using Google +1 and Google+. In fact, I posted just minutes before the live video feed went live. Did you hear me fart there? I got so excited. Did you hear me? I have not yet vlogged a fart. There's not been a fart. We're going to have to do, when the first fart comes, we'll have to do like a flashing text like, fart alert, you know, like, that'd be funny, right? I don't know how it goes. I just come up with the ideas, and Diana makes them come true. So there we go. Here's my Google Plus page. Let me go ahead and zoom in a bit, though, because you want to be able to see this. 10 reasons I spend more time on Google Plus than Facebook. This is on Google Plus there, duh, of all things. Can you guys see that okay? Actually, let me do a little trick. I'm going to give you a little shortcut. Control Option Command, which is really hard to do when you've got like a band. Have you ever tried to type with a Band-Aid on your finger? Control Option Command 8. What it does is it reverses or inverts the color scheme, so you can see the text easier, white on black. 10 reasons I spend more time on Google Plus than Facebook. It's more like a news aggregator than a gossip column. I do like that. Sorting by most recent is a default, and that's something that annoys me with Facebook. App crap doesn't pop into my streams. Hopefully Google won't change that. Google Plus makes it fun to discover people I don't yet know. I don't see weird @status updates posted from @Twitter. It seems like all of my friends on Facebook do that. They used the Twitter gateway, and it's just annoying to read status messages that were so obviously designed to be posted only to Twitter. I love ripples, or looking at ripples on Google Plus. Landing on what's hot gets me in front of all the users of Google Plus, which is really cool. I don't get invited to random groups, being forced to opt out of those groups like they do on Facebook. No stresses of having friend reciprocity, so if someone adds me as a friend, I don't feel like I need to add them as a friend, because there is no friend reciprocity really in action on Google+, and I like that. And plus, I like animated GIFs. So having posted this minutes ago, I've already got 17 shares of this particular little list. And I have a feeling if we get more people sharing that one, it'll make it into what's hot as well. So it's difficult to do that keyboard shortcut with that Band-Aid in two hands holding up. You may have also caught one of the Instagram photos that I shared today. It's that little Darth Vader figurine. It unfortunately came with an Anakin, and I posted to Instagram. It's basically hold still, because see, Darth Vader's got his lightsaber in front of you. And I realized, the weird thing is if Darth Vader were to kill Anakin, he'd be killing himself, because that's him. And Darth Vader doesn't want to admit that's him. He's killing the child inside. And honestly, I think the child inside deserves to die. Not a fan of the prequels at all. Not anything at all. I also posted on Instagram, and I shared it everywhere, the USB tampon, which I used today. That got shared. And you may have caught the vlog where I was talking about the USB tampon before. Did you guys catch the tampon vlog? In fact, I did a review. This is something you can look forward to in tomorrow's vlog. I did a review of the USB tampon. So we see how it works. This little USB device. That. You could probably hide this on a few places on your body. What do we share on LockerGnome.com today? Let's go ahead and look at the video's description, shall we? Was that awkward? Got awkward, didn't it? How to appear more employable in social media. And if you're looking for a job, or at one point in the future you will be looking for a job, something to pay attention to. We've got the article posted there on LockerGnome. Is that cloud really clean? The cloud where you throw all the files into and take them down from, is it clean? Do you need to, possibly, put some kind of Clorox wipe on it or something like, bleach? Who knows? Well, we'll find out with the article. UK ISPs and broadband speeds. So apparently, UK broadband's not that great. Not to say that Americans' broadband's all that great. Trust me, even though I'm paying out the nose for broadband, it could always be faster. And we've got a little story really talking about how to be a storyteller, how to write great blogs. And there's so many of you who are still blogging. Think of Google Plus as a kind of a place where you could blog or just share your thoughts. How to use your smartphone for geocaching. And here's something you guys might enjoy: justifying Android's slow update rollouts. Good 6 articles posted to LockerGnome.com. And of course, your questions, concerns, smart remarks. Every Subject 100 is asking how many gigabytes in that USB. He's specifically talking about the USB tampon. This has 2 gigabytes. 2 gigabytes of storage. I checked. I told you. I did a review on it. I had to look at it. I'm in the UK and receive 100 megabit with a 10 meg upload cable, and I love it. What? 100 megabit with 10 meg upload. You know, I'm lucky enough to live in an area where I can get that too, but that means I'm lucky. Oh, I have 100 megabit for €50 here in Ireland. Nanny 1962 says. That's crazy. That's even with the exchange, that's still affordable. 100 meg? Wow. That's very affordable. I mean, because it's fast. It's, you know, I would say 100 is very fast. £750 for 14 megabits, which is cheap but slow. Upload even on fiber. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, 14 megabits for 14 megabits. What? There's all sorts of speeds all over the world. You know, and I think what it boils down to for me, people say, well, which, you know, ISP should I go with? I say get as much as you can afford. Go as fast as you can possibly afford. That's always my bottom line. And I doubt that I would ever say otherwise. If you can afford to get a fast internet connection, go with that fast internet connection, man. What are you waiting for? Really? A personal invite? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and dive into how to appear more employable in social media. This is the first article posted at LockerGnome.com. I'm going to go ahead and +1 that while I look at it. And the reason why I'm +1ing things is because it starts to show up in Google organic search results. And that's, I think, very, very important for you guys to do. Remember to +1 things. And it's nice when you share it as well. It'll impact your search results if you circle me over there on Google+. And at least 1.1 million have done that to this point. So that's a few. So I got to ask a question. Because you guys obviously use social media. You do. Because this is social here. What you're doing now, watching this video, that's very social. When you leave a comment, it's being social, you're engaging. Have you ever received a job or a job offer from doing something in social media? Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, even Google+, I suppose. Your activity online. Have you ever received a job because of what you've done? And, you know, a lot of people may be interested in seeing what you have to do. Now, according to PaulCroft77, he suggests a way of not getting hired by social media. He says, just post drunken pictures on Facebook. Here's the thing. It's not just you who has to worry about posting drunken pictures of your ass on Facebook. It's everybody you're with. Because they can take a picture of you, tag you, and bam! There goes your job opportunities. 50% of employers today are looking to social media. So if you think that, I'm just on YouTube, no one cares about the things I'm doing here, I'm just tweeting out stuff about myself, blah, 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 talking about my USB tampons, and your employers may be looking at that. I don't need to worry about it. I am my own employer. And believe me, I fire myself every day. Diane even walked in last night. She said, I quit. I said, oh, get in line. Didn't I? We did that, didn't we? It can be stressful to put video together. You have no idea the blood, sweat, and tears that Diana has given to you to give you those daily vlogs. But, you know, we put a lot of this stuff out there on our own. And I'm very aware when I put something out there, it can reflect on me and everybody around me. And so I guess the bottom line is, if you're afraid of being recorded doing something that you'd rather not have other people know you did, don't do it in the first place. Assume it's being recorded, okay? Innovative RN, one of my favorite YouTubers, Innovative RN, subscribe to him if you haven't already. I get business inquiries almost daily because of my use of social media. Indeed, I do as well. I mean, people want to say, hey, Chris, how did you get so much reach with your videos or Twitter or anything? I said, hey, I'd be happy to help you. I love helping businesses. It's what I enjoy doing most these days, not even sitting in front of the camera talking to you. You know, it's so true that when we say, DFTBA, only 50%, you expect that to be higher. Dude, it's going to get higher. That's the thing. Watch yourself. Watch the things that you're doing. And if you want to be in social media and you want to get good job opportunities, or you want to have a better opportunity when a job op comes on the table, an opportunity to actually get that job, watch yourself today. Don't do things that could turn around and burn you directly, because that potential employer or an outfit that they've hired is scanning your social media. They may have this piece and connect it with that piece. You may think, oh, they're completely separate. They've got some pretty smart tools. So don't think that you're going to get away with murder, because what you may be getting away with is a life of never having a good job, because the activities that you're taking part in won't reflect very well on your skills or abilities. You can use social media to your benefit, though. So, when we see like comments streaming in right now, Brian Rodriguez says, a way to get more reach in social media, then you have to be persistent with whatever you're doing. That's a great comment. That is a positive comment. Now, if an employer were scanning along, I'm like, wow, Brian really, he does know what he's talking about. He participates on YouTube. He leaves good comments. This guy may be the guy we want to hire for our job of selling widgets or whatever it is that they may be hiring for. I get a lot of opportunities because of my activity on social media, because I just tell it like it is. I am myself. I just, put it all out there, and businesses appreciate that. Companies appreciate that. Sponsors appreciate that. But it's never been a case where I've had to worry about something that I've shared in the past, because I've done my best to not put something out there that I would possibly regret. That's the greatest mistake people make with social media, is they abuse it without even realizing they're abusing it. So let's see here. We got any questions that have flown in? What's your opinion on requiring passwords to be hired? That's a good question. As an adjunct, I think that's BS. I think that's over the top. You've got an account. It's your personal account, and it should stay your personal account. You have that right. Your employer does not. And if your employer required passwords, if you were to be hired, I would keep looking, unless you were really extremely desperate, in which case what I would do is I would either wipe the profile clean or set up another profile. That's what I do. I don't think it should ever come down to that. I think it is an insane violation of privacy, Chris Smith. No doubt. I don't think anybody would disagree with you, except for employers who are just worried about what their employees are doing. Sorry if I kind of slurred that word, employers. Although, the people who work with me would probably slur my name too. We go through hell and back for you guys every day, and we appreciate it when you appreciate the things that we do. So, Chris, turn up your mic. I haven't seen any other reports of audio problems, so I'm not going to fuss with the audio at all. You may have to adjust your volume a bit. Not much I can do other than just project a little more. Otherwise, I will top out, especially when I start yelling and getting louder. Tends to be what I do. I could update the decibel level maybe a bit, but then it would probably ruin the audio. You haven't seen any other comments, have you, honey? Okay. The honey, by the way, is my wife. I'm not talking to you. You're not the honey. She's the honey. Checking out, see if there's any other questions before we move on, because we answered a couple there. Let's talk about the cloud, okay? And we talked the other day about Google Drive and SkyDrive and Dropbox. We got a story just posted to LockerGnome.com today. According to Greenpeace International, these data farms are consuming energy at a staggering rate. Apparently, almost every major player in the technology market relies heavily on the cloud for storage purposes, while consumers use it, confidently, I would say, to save their preferences or files, everything from font colors to photos. So, with that in mind, we probably need to address how these data farms will be managed as they continue to grow and place, I would say, an extreme strain on our environment. So we may be decreasing our footprint in the home. I've been replacing bulbs around the house with LEDs. It's been more expensive up front, but they are more efficient. They should last longer as my CFLs kind of burn out. And I've bought some bunk CFL bulbs. I try not to run electricity when we don't really need it around here. We're very aware of what happens. I think the most electricity that I run at night, I usually keep this one screen on. Screensaver runs, and you can see it if you go to live.pirillo.com, especially in the middle of the night. Well, I'm getting there. We've got the live stream running on a computer. It's just a Mac Mini, though. It's not really taking up much energy. And I don't even have a monitor attached to it. It's just connected to my television, which is not always on when I'm not using it, certainly, as a monitor or watching TV. So apparently, these are the companies. We've got a chart. This is the chart that we had posted there on LockerGnome.com. Amazon gets an F in energy transparency, F in infrastructure sitting, and then energy and efficiency, GHG mitigation, D, renewables and advocacy, F. Wow. And Amazon, they got AWS, right? They got the cloud services. That's horrible. Twitter, F, D, F, D. Yahoo. I think Yahoo scored best here. Pretty close to it. Google has a B, C, B, A. That's decent. Yahoo, C, B, B, B. So I guess Google's winning this race. Facebook, D, B, B, C. I'm reminded as I'm saying this out loud, and Microsoft's on there too. You can take a look at the chart. I'm reminded of sitting in class after going through a multiple choice test and say B, C, D, B, F, G. G wasn't even an option. Frick. Remember doing that? Did you guys have to do that in school? Maybe it was just me. You have to hand the paper back. Hand the paper over to the right one, and then you have to hand it over to the right or whatever, and then you'd get the one to the right, and then you'd have to. So you'd always try to surround yourself with friends.
Change it?
I'm trying to remember if my friends ever changed. They asked me to do it. I said, "Are you crazy? Hey, pay up, dude. Pay up."
I changed it if I liked them.
You changed it if you liked them. I didn't like anybody in high school.
Not like.
Oh, like.
They were nice.
If they were nice to you, everyone was nice to you. You were voted most whatever.
Class favorite.
My wife was voted class favorite for 4 years in a row. Of course, she had a class of 8,000. So it's saying a lot. She had a big class. What was it? 65,000 in her class. 6,500. 65 people in your classroom or your class.
My graduating class.
Are they watching the stuff that we do online? That's pretty tight-knit group. Surprised you guys did you guys have sleepovers together and stuff like that and talked about your favorite teachers and stuff? Sorry, I went off on a tangent. So apparently some companies could be doing better with energy efficiency. Just consider that when we talk about the cloud and in the this wonderful cloud, energy has to come from somewhere. It'd be good if there would be stiffer competition between these companies to try to get the best energy efficiency. And it looks like Google's winning that race, at least according to this chart. Take a look at the scorecard. And I think that, the more we put these companies, I guess, if we hold them responsible for their footprint, much like, people hold us responsible for our footprint. Well, you shouldn't be using so much energy. Oh, these companies shouldn't either, especially if there are better options. And it's not like they don't have money. Hello, Microsoft, they still have money. Google, yeah, they have money. Amazon makes money from me every freaking day. I just ordered underarm deodorant from Amazon because it was cheaper on Prime than I could get down the street. It's true. I think the next time we're just gonna order a bulk underarm deodorant antiperspirant. I don't think I put any on today, but a Sith never sweats. That's just FYI. Questions. Looking back at the list of, thank you guys. The 79 likes for this video. Thank you so much. This is where you like the video. If your page does not look something like this is the page here. The normal page. You can see 171 watching now, 79 likes. The like button's right there. There's a list of all the articles that we're talking about, and then all your comments over here. Costco for the win. How do you feel about 600,000 Macs getting hacked? Is it the start of something? They didn't get hacked. It's an epidemic. About 1% of the Mac or install base. It's a big deal. But the nice thing is Apple's made moves to correct the situation. So I'd say it's a good thing. Apple at least responded. And it was actually an exploit in Java. Not necessarily OS 10 in general. Even though it was Apple's version of Java, it was still Java nonetheless. Third-party platform. It's kind of like blaming Microsoft for all of Flash's insecurities. And believe me, if I was Flash, I would be insecure. Does anybody like me? Does anybody like me? I don't think anybody likes me. I'd be Flash? Yeah. When Flash dies, it's going straight to hell. Oh, I'm wrong now? The Man of Furniture 101. Look at this. Right here on YouTube. Hang on. It scrolled off. Crap, where'd it go? He told me I was wrong. Because he said I have more likes now. Okay, well, fine. Okay, watch. This is magical. I'm going to make the likes increase. Apparently, my magical... See? Look, it just took a couple... The air. The reason is because the air discrepancy. It took a while to... See? It worked. Could you see the number in the... My breath is worth 5 likes. Aren't you glad you can't smell it in real life? Let me tell you something. All right, so I love this. Snoopy Ron 13 says, Chris, I have a question. Well, you had an opportunity to ask it. Blowharder. Yeah, I am a blowhard, indeed. Any questions from the Nomies? Let's check that document to see if they've posted anything. Nothing in the document. Let's see here. Any questions on LockerGnome.net? What is your favorite video game character? It's posted on the front page there. You see it right there? See? Look. What is your favorite video game character? Of all time? Character. I always liked Miss Pac-Man. Not because I believed in the character or anything. I always liked the game. Link, or Kid Icarus, the classic NES games. The first 2 Links though, the Link in the Legend of Zelda, and then the Adventure of Link. Those were the first 2. I think it was Link. That would have to be me. That's an old one. It's an old one, man. I just answered an old question. Mega Man. I never played Mega Man. Did you ever play Mega Man? Do you even know what Mega Man is?
I don't think I did.
Cute Dookie says, I knew it. Ha ha. How'd you know it was Link? Kirby. Never played with Kirby either. Mario. I never really gotten into any Mario games. Dr. Mario I liked though. There are very few games that I really got into. Simon Belmont. Castlevania, Samus, of course, she's the hero in Metroid. That was a surprise to everybody. If you typed in the code, I think 00000000000 Justin Bailey, and if you entered that code in the original Metroid, your character would be like without the armor, and then you could see that Samus was a female. It's like, whoa, what is this? Remember Justin Bailey? Tetris, yeah. But see, here's the thing. Tetris didn't have a character, so that doesn't really count as a character. Minecraft, someone says. Again, that's not really... There's no characters in Minecraft. I mean, other than, users. Creepers, I suppose. Sonic. Never really played Sonic either. Didn't have any Sega... Oh, no, I did have Sega stuff. I did. I had Game Gear. Was one of the only 3 people who had a Sega Game Gear. It wasn't a very popular portable console back in the day. I don't know why. Yeah, I loved it. It was beautiful. Like the. Are you trying to hide from me? She is. My wife's hiding from me right now. Why are you ashamed? Did you do another lower thirds?
No.
I can't see it. Whoa! You still have a Game Gear? Oh God! So these are the other 2 people who had a Game Gear. That were Justin. Well, it's kind of like that. Bailey, and I think it was 6 zeros. Indeed. So, okay, now that we've taken that aside, let's go ahead and roll with the next story. Anything interesting here? I'm looking for some good headlines. Spotify said developing Pandora-like online radio service. That's nice. I love Pandora. I like Spotify. Apple planning to build private off-campus restaurant to stop competitors from overhearing staff conversations. That's actually kind of smart. Amazon Kindle Fire is 54.4% of U.S. Android tablets. Shock. What did I say? What did I say, honey? What did I say?
That's exactly what they said.
Good answer. Good answer. People say we need to mic you at some point. We can get a little mic so they can hear what you say. Let's see here. Looks like Kaspersky says Apple's 10 years behind Microsoft on security. No shock, because they haven't needed to be that far ahead. It's security through obscurity, but those games are starting to get played out. Few other things. Let's see here. Best Buy Connect no longer accepting new activations. Service to end June 1st. Ooh, that does not bode well for anybody who's connected to Best Buy for service. Sorry to hear that, folks. Sorry to hear that. Okay. So now, the next topic of conversation. Let's go back to the ISP topic. We've got the article here on Lockerdome. Feel free to share the page. You can see that over in the sidebar. This one's written by my favorite Scotsman, John McKinley. This damn Scotsman. Good guy. He really is. He's genuinely a good guy. I would say a geek's geek. I think I would love to have a drink with him in a pub if we ever, go to that part of the world. It'd be kind of fun to get pissed with him. They call it pissed, getting pissed. See, over here, if Americans get pissed, they're angry. But over there, if you get pissed, you're drunk.
Cool.
Knackered. Knocked up. They call it that too. Knocked up. Over here, saying knocked up means something completely different. That was a fart. Did you hear the fart? It was a little... I don't think they can hear it. Maybe the microphone... Because I had chili earlier. Oh, I ruined the surprise for the vlog tomorrow.
Oh no. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But the question is, will I eat the chili with the spoon cam or a fork cam? So, the UK. In the UK, according to John, says we have a lot of broadband advertisements stating an up to speed for the connection. That's not your ISP. It says this is not your ISP taking a mean advantage or mean advantage of customers' actual broadband speeds. It's your ISP taking the highest speed that maybe 2 or 3 customers receive and pasting up to in the beginning. Because I can get up to 100 megabits per second. I'm on Wi-Fi right now, so I don't think that would be an effective way of showing my broadband speed. I'd have to show you on a connected computer, and I could get up to 110 down, 10 up. On average, I'm lucky to get 80 down, 10 up, depending on the day. We have some services running on our systems, certainly, that could slow us down. But this is just really, I think, more than anything, a way for people to vent about the ISPs they have in the UK. And Matthew left a comment here I thought was interesting. I work for a US ISP that offers a variety of speeds up to 100 megabits per second for residential service. Most people get between the range of 15 to 30, sometimes as low as $40 for the 30 megabits alone. You pretty much get that for bandwidth, and we have a variety of speed test sites to make sure you're getting that. I've actually fielded calls from people complaining that their connection was slow. When on 2 different speed tests, they were getting over the bandwidth they were paying for. One thing you have, but we don't, and he's talking to John though, is that you get the modem with the service. It leaves people open to having their own modem, but even the modems from us don't come with bad firmware. I have to use my ISP's modem because I'm on a business class connection. They will not let me use the modem that I purchased outright last year, because they say that they need to monitor it for quality assurance. BS. I'm fairly confident I'd be better off with my own modem rather than going through the crappy router that Comcast gives me. As a business user, I have no choice. As a business. Why don't you get residential, Chris? Because I use over 250 megabits or megabytes every month or more with all the stuff that we push around. I just don't want that sword of Damocles really hovering over me at all. I don't want that. It's something where I feel like I was forced to use a business class connection because of my use case. Most people wouldn't necessarily hit that ceiling. I also think it's snaky that Comcast is doing what they're doing with different services. So on the Xbox 360, and I even saw this today, I was watching the latest Game of Thrones. Booby quotient was about, it was fair in this particular episode. Not that that's why I watch Game of Thrones. So I searched for Game of Thrones. It popped up. You could watch Game of Thrones in the HBO app or in the Xfinity app. What's the difference between the two? Well, apparently, if I watch it through Xfinity, if I was on residential, it wouldn't count against my 250 gig data cap versus watching it in the HBO app, even though it's the same thing. Isn't that snaky? Netflix had the same problem, too. They said, wait a minute, why is watching this through Xfinity app different from watching in the Netflix app? Comcast gives some BS, excuse. Well, it's because blah, 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 BS. We don't swallow your tripe, Comcast. I'm sorry. I realize the real irony is I'm using a Comcast connection to share this information with the world, to let people know that Comcast is full of it. Hey, prove me wrong. I think what they're doing is it should be considered illegal. I think it's, flies in the face of net neutrality, and they need to be called out on it. I have a few people who work at Comcast who I think are genuinely good people. I don't want to call them out because I don't want to get them in trouble. And that's the sad thing, is they're good people working for a company that I think should be making different decisions for their user base. They're doing some really snaky things, and they're hurting consumers. They're hurting businesses. They're hurting everybody. I can't go out and get a different ISP at this point because it would be slower. So I don't want to cut off my nose to spite my face. Can't get fiber here, not because I can't get fiber. It's because politically I can't get fiber here. I can't get a better connection. And Comcast holds the reign. So I'm not happy about that. Sorry, holds the reins. I blow through those. I would blow through those caps so quickly. I had to go business class. Otherwise, I would suffer from getting kicked off the internet from Comcast for a year. You want to talk about anger? I would be picketing Comcast. I'd figure out a way to do it every day, somehow. I'd be pinning signs saying Comcast is raping the internet. I think they are. I really do. It's about as bad. I think it's wrong. It's reprehensible, morally reprehensible, and it's coming from the top down. Sorry, had to say it. It's been a while since I said it, but this talking about ISPs just gets me. I feel like I have no choice. I really don't. Comcast would say I have a choice, but of course they would. Of course they're going to toe the company line. Data caps are wrong, pure and simple. One thing that would some people get upset about different things. I get upset when people talk about data caps. That's what really chaps my hide. And believe me, my hide is chapped. That will not be in the vlog. So, Pirillo rage. Indeed. All right. So we've kind of gone on about the ISP stuff now. I'm calming down just a little bit. Oh, Diana was apparently doing some lower thirds there. Missed that. Data caps, huge step backwards, says one radical dude on YouTube. Indeed. Massive steps backwards. So, blogs. Be a storyteller. How to write great blogs by one of our new bloggers, Maximilian Majeski. You want to write enticing blog posts? Maybe you do. Think cinematic and learn from the great storytellers. It's true. Someone who understands how to make the first few minutes of a film really good is a person to learn from. Pixar is a good example of great scripting. And there's two terms you got to keep in mind: scripting and storytelling. If you're good at both, then you can write about anything and make it beautiful to read. Then people will believe that good writing is magical. Do not care about what anybody else thinks. Make them care for what you believe. And I think that says it all, quite honestly. This blog post, that's how he started it out there, as linked in this video's description. If you are looking to gain traction on your blog, I do not care what you're blogging about. You could be blogging about bandages. You could be blogging about iPad cases. You could be blogging about Star Wars figures. I don't care. Keep what Max said in mind. And I think this way when it comes to creating video. like if I'm doing this YouTube video, it's kind of this long, winding thing. We don't really know where we're ending up. It's not the destination, it's the journey. We're very grateful that you could join us and that you like the video, that you share it with other people to let people know that you're watching this live video. It's something where if I want to share the information, there's got to be a reason. And the reason is because I think it's important. So I have to be able to convey it, to get people hooked. So usually at the beginning of the video, there's a hook. There's usually something that pulls people in. And you've seen in the thousands of videos I've done, I usually start out with something that sets the stage, that pulls people in. And by and large, people will watch if they're genuinely interested in watching. It's the same thing on blogs. I can't get anybody to read my blog. Well, is it interesting? I was sharing the news. Well, how are you doing it differently? Okay, everybody can share the news. What makes your sharing of the news any better or any different? Usually boils down to how you're writing. And I'd say the same thing for videos. Are your videos interesting? Are they entertaining? I mean, you know, even the vlogs that we're doing these days, Diana's got an amazing eye for editing, just starting. And the reason why is because she's mindful of what she's seen before and what she likes. And she thinks like the viewer. She thinks, okay, I like this when I watch videos, therefore I'm going to present it in that way. And you know what? It's paid off. The comments we get in the vlogs have been stellar. We're getting new subscribers saying, hey, I'm subscribing just for the vlogs alone. Because of the way Diana's editing, the way she's creating that story. She is to absolutely be commended for that. Has nothing to do with me in front of the camera. It's all about what's behind the camera. Keep that in mind. Same thing with blogging. So if you guys want further guidance as far as... No, she doesn't need a USB tampon. She already has one. Does not need a cake. It's a lie anyway. Cake or death? Cake or death? Cake or death? Cake or death?
Cake.
Cake. Okay, here you go. Here's your cake. Cake or death? Death. Oh. Now you're supposed to say, no, cake. Oh, death. Say, no, cake.
I want to see what death is.
I have to show you the Eddie Izzard clip there. Cake or death? Cake or death? The guy goes, death. No, I mean cake. Cake. So, oh, you're lucky I'm Church of England. Here's your cake. Cake. No one remembers that. Apparently, you got Google or Bing it right now. Cake or death, and watch that. Well, not right now. Wait until this video is over, and then watch it. That's the next video you watch. Cake or death. Hey, I love where the where I stopped. Apparently, the way it froze. There's me getting angry. You mad, bro? There, I'm trolling myself. You mad, bro? That's my troll face. I don't know if it works, really. That's Chris's data cap face. Is it? That was my data cap face? I make so many faces. I have no... There's also the constipation face, which you're not going to see ever. That's not going to make it into the vlogs. So let's talk about geocaching. There's an article about how to use your smartphone for geocaching. I'm going to go ahead and +1 that. And feel free to do that as well. Have you guys... Okay, let's ask a question. Who here has geocached? Do you guys have any geocaching tips to share with everybody? You do, Harrison? So geocaching is kind of fun. It's an activity. Fun to do alone or with a friend, a wife, whatever, son, daughter, relative. Essentially, there are places on this globe that have, would be like containers that are set at certain coordinates. And these caches of stuff are there and can be discovered through geocaching applications. So if I went to a geocaching service and said, okay, what's around me? Kind of like a mapping service. It would tell me the coordinates, the GPS coordinates, where a geocache is. So then I would go to that geocache. You can do this right now. Wherever you live, look around you. There's probably a geocache across the street. You never know. In fact, we should do a geocache right across the street from where we are and then see who comes to do the geocaching. So it's there. It's a container. You open the container and you take something, but you have to leave something as well. Take something and leave something. And then you've gone to a geocache. So it's a fun way of using a GPS and everything. I know a lot of people have done geocaching. Xanavier F says, I don't really geocache, I geohash. Interesting. Lisa M. Card says, very fun, never know what you'll find. Vinay Keoli17 says, I have. Apps3343 says, this is awesome. Indeed, I told you, geocaching is fun. Take a penny, leave a penny, kinda. DFTBA, never heard about it before? Wow. Geocaching is kind of old. Ed geocaches. Daniel geocaches. It's kind of a fun activity. You know, if you want to get out of the house, you're looking for an interesting thing. What do you want to do? I don't know what you want to do. Go geocaching. You just go to one. But you have to have something to bring with you. Like, I would probably bring this little... I don't know what we need to get, like, a flamethrower or something, because I want to melt Anakin Skywalker in, like, one of the future vlogs. But we have to have a flame that's powerful enough to, like, melt him. How are we going to melt... Can we microwave him? Oh, no, that may let off some noxious gases. We don't want that. So we may be smoking Anakin Skywalker. We may be smoking him on the grill. Well, again, I don't want to, like, release noxious... How could we do it safely? Or we can just put him in a geocache. Yeah. That would be really safer.
We'll throw him off the bridge.
We will not geocache Vader. Vader is precious here. The precious. There we go. He's standing up just fine. He may fall over. The way they did these figures, they're not very stable compared to the other figures where you can maneuver the feet in different positions. You good, Wicket? You good, buddy? You gonna come up? You want to join me? Want to join Daddy for the rest of TLDR now that we talk about geocaching? More tips on LockerGnome.com. Propane torch. Ooh, I wonder if Doug's got a propane torch. I bet he does. Doug's got everything. Come here, Wicket. Ah, my boy. My boy. All right, buddy. How are we doing? There we go. He's just looking at you now. He's like, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. Any questions? Let's scan for questions here, folks. Scanning for questions. Any questions? Wicked, do you have any questions? No? You don't have any questions? Nothing whatsoever? Really? That's kind of a shock. That's my breath, dog. You don't want it. There's nothing there. See here. Ubuntu 12.04 is out. Did you guys know that? Apparently it's out. That's not really a question. It's just an update for everybody. Let's see here. Website hosting for blog. Yes, I know about WordPress. This is more for hosting. Well, we have the Nomi's web hosting special you could get if you want. Well, if you're a Nomi, I guess. There are a lot of places where you can get your blog hosted. Why not just host on WordPress.com, though? More for hosting. You can host it on WordPress.com. Maybe not have everything that you would have at your disposal. WordPress, I guess website hosts to me are a dime a dozen. I've yet to find one I've been overly impressed with for a majority of what I need to have done. Although I'm in the process of moving, so stay tuned for more information on that. So there's, I guess that wasn't really a question, was it? Was it a question? Come on, Wicket. Oh, it's the wrong end of Wicket. Okay, Wicket, you got anything you want to say to the audience? You hate me now? Go back into the closet. That's where he goes. He goes to the closet. One of these days, we'll have to vlog him coming out of the closet.
He'll hang out for hours.
For hours on end. He just loves the closet for some god unknown reason. You weren't expecting dog butt? Of course you weren't. But that's the idea of doing live video here on the internet, is that you never know what to expect. So, let's talk about Android. I know. Can't get through a full day without talking about Android. Well, we're going to do it again. People who complain compare Android to iOS in this instance, where the majority of iOS devices receive the latest updates in a matter of weeks, while Android devices might not see an update for months at a time. But is it really fair to compare Android to iOS in this instance? Is it fair to compare? I think it is. Because from my perspective, I would argue, even though Eddie, the person who wrote this article, justifying Android's slow update rollouts, which I will, +1, they're on Lockerdome, and you're free to agree or disagree. In fact, I would recommend leaving your comment on the blog article, because if you leave your comment on YouTube, people may not see it. To me, it's about Google. It's not necessarily the carrier. It's not the manufacturer of the device that's to blame. Because Apple said, hey, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to be in control of the software. And AT&T may have gone originally, but they said, hey, we're Apple. This is the way we want to do it. You got a problem with that? I guess not. That's what they had to say. Google capitulated. They said, hey, we're going to go a completely different direction. It's every man for himself. Do whatever you want, kind of, and who cares? Well, that's kind of how it seems. I mean, a lot of the Android devices today are running old software. And when I say a lot, like 80+% of devices are not running the latest iteration that we heard about how many months ago? Ice cream sandwich, right? And there are a few devices running ice cream sandwich. When is your device going to get ice cream sandwich if it's running Android? We don't know. We really don't know. It could be the device manufacturer that's holding back the update. It could be the carrier that's holding back the updates. That would make me extremely nervous if I was in the market for a smartphone looking at Android. I'm like, will I get the next update? I would say, based on history, unless Google changes its tune and forces companies that are using Android to push updates out as soon as they're available from Google, it's going to be a problem. But the problem with that is because the way Android works is different from the way Apple works. Apple controls just a handful of devices. They only have a handful. That's it. And they just replicate it over and over again. But Android's got like 1,000 different devices and hundreds of manufacturers, or if not hundreds, then dozens. Several devices and environments and carriers to deal with. So there's too much noise. And so just expect that if you're going to get an Android device, you may not get the latest update for a while. And by the time you get that update, maybe a new update will have rolled out. I mean, it just wouldn't make me feel good as a consumer to know that I was getting the not so latest, not so greatest, even though I just bought something. Something brand new. Something that just came out on the market with old software. That would frustrate me. And Google knew what they were doing, and I think they screwed the consumer in the process. I think they're starting to recognize, as many pundits have said for years, Android and the way it was implemented was a mistake. They can change things. They can require certain elements to be in place if you're to use Android. Well, the way it is now, I mean, look, Amazon's got the top-selling Android tablet, if not device, out there, and it's Android-ish. It's not even full-on Android. That's what Android people would have you believe. Even though it runs Android apps, Amazon pretty much controls the experience, and it's a decent experience for what it is. Could be better, but they're using an old version of Android, and it's still the most popular Android tablet out there, and as I said, probably the most popular Android device in general. So more companies are looking at that and say, well, if Amazon's doing it, why don't we? So they're going to take Android and they're going to run with a completely different direction with it. It just there's too much noise, guys. It's too much. It was a good, great, valiant attempt, but I think Windows and Windows Phone 7 is going to clean Android's clock. No, never, Android for the win. Wouldn't go that far yet. Had a chance. Microsoft's not out of the game. They are very far behind, but I think Microsoft has a much more compelling argument with the Windows ecosystem. Not just phones. Phones, tablet PCs, they're coming down the pike with Windows 8. PCs, desktop PCs, hello, running Windows. You got the Xbox, the Xbox 360, Metro interface. You know, it's tying all your connections together, so it's a seamless experience. Microsoft is further ahead with their efforts in that sense than Google. Google is already optimizing the Chrome OS for touch, which tells me one thing. When Google releases a tablet, it's going to be running Chrome OS, not Android. I think they tried. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. Just look at the information and come to your own conclusions. Eddie came to his conclusion. He suggests that it's not Google that's to blame, and he does make some good points. Since there are so many variables in the mix with Android, carriers certainly have a part in it. Manufacturers have a part in it, but I really do believe that Google made the mess. It's their responsibility to fix the problem, and it is a problem. Never enjoyed Android. Android's got some things that you can enjoy from it. I mean, it's gotten better with time. It's not horrible. It's just I think Windows Phone and the way they're going with that is going to be better than what Android has done. One radical dude disagrees with me. He says Windows Phone 7 still has a long ways to go. It does and it doesn't. It's a much more cohesive experience out of the box than Android right now because there's not a lot of devices out there. It fits within Microsoft's story. I gave you 3 other examples of how Microsoft's got, a leg up on its competition, which is Google. That's really all they have to beat is Google. They're not going to, it'd be crazy to try to beat, Apple. They're not going to be able to do it. I would be shocked if you see one OEM ship a tablet PC running a version of Windows 8 or Windows RT or whichever flavor they go with for starting a usable tablet starting at $500, the price of an iPad, a new iPad. Can they do better? Can they beat them on price? I don't care about features or functionality. People don't. They look at price. Why do you think the Kindle Fire sold so well? Yes, it's got Amazon behind it, but it's also selling for $200. It's cheap as far as tablet computers are concerned. Cheap, certainly in relation to iPad, and yes, the hardware is not as great as you might find elsewhere. It certainly beat the Nook, and I know many Nook supporters are like, dude, what do you want me to do? I can't make everybody's purchasing decisions for them. You're more than welcome to make your own purchasing decisions. I just look at what people do, honestly, and then I just, kind of give my own perspective on why people are doing what it is that they're doing. Now that Valve has announced official support for Linux, do you think gaming will finally move to Linux from Windows? Possibility. I think, it is possible. Probable. I don't know. I think these types of devices and smartphones will be gaming platforms of the future rather than traditional PCs. And I know you're like, what? Yeah, I'm serious. There's a lot more people playing games on smartphones than there are PCs. That's just the numbers, folks. Can't really argue with something that's just plain as day, even if you don't like it. See, there's a difference between spinning something and saying, hey, that's what it is. More people play games on their smartphones than they do on their computer if they play a game. And it's usually casual games. Doesn't mean that there's not a lot of gamers out there. Not at all. I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth, even if you didn't. I'm just telling you, don't put words in my mouth. That's just a warning. Don't like that. Words are shoved in my mouth. It makes me sad. MSTechPages.com is our backlink of the day. Link back to our article on why Windows 8 tablets will succeed. And we link that in the live videos description. You can see it linked below. You guys, do you click the links? Do you look at the links that we share in the videos? Hopefully you guys do. We're not really doing it for our health. Any other questions before we wind down? Got a couple more minutes before I'm ready to close out. Got stuff I got to do. Burning some Anakin Skywalker, maybe. I got to find a propane torch, though, honey. Craigslist? I don't know if I'd ever want to buy a propane torch from anybody on Craigslist. That'd be a little weird. Let's see here. Do you think Macs have worthless features? Asks Cameron Dryan1. Worthless features? Well, it's a relative question. What's valuable to me may not be valuable to you or everybody. So you've got to ask I think a not just a better question, but a more qualifying question. Like, what do you mean worthless features? Everything that I see in front of me with a Mac serves some kind of purpose. Nothing's that I can't see anything that's worthless. Got all the ports that I possibly need today. Nothing really worthless. Nothing. Things that you could ask the question: do you wish the Macs had support for other features? Yes, I do. I'd love to see USB 3.0 support for one, and it may happen eventually with new updated Intel chipsets. That remains to be seen. Although Apple is holding true to the idea of Thunderbolt, and Thunderbolt's a great idea with industry support. It just depends what you guys want from a computer. I'm totally screwing with Anakin. Look at that. I bent his knees backwards. Enough Anakin abuse. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, asking questions, commenting, liking, subscribing, not just to the YouTube channel, not just to Nomi's subscription service. As Yamazaru Ninja says, don't forget to be awesome. He's talking to you, and you alone, not the person sitting next to you. We ended up getting 133 likes for the live video. We'll see how many more come in after the fact. The thing that's weird about doing these live videos is that they don't count the live subscriptions or the people watching now towards the total view count, which it kind of sucks because it looks like there are fewer people who watched the video, but we actually had a lot of people watching the video for the duration of the hour that we did it. The B. Davis says, no, Chris, don't go. I got to. I really do. I got to move on. I got to do other things, folks. You've got more information you can dive into on LockerGnome.com. Subscribe to the email newsletter. I'll be jumping into TeamSpeak today. Don't know what the topic of conversation is going to be, but you can join me as part of a live video feed, really. TeamSpeak's full of geeks as well as people who are part of the Nomi subscription. And it's being broadcast through our channel 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.